Hi, it's Kylie Koo. Welcome to my studio and welcome to part 4 of my eco journal, aka Trashy Junk Journal. So today I'm going to be trying to bring this all together again. So I'm going to be working on the covers, which are somewhere in here. I'd taken this apart to do some more background work. So I'm going to be working on the covers. I'm going to work on a few pages because quite a number of you asked me to actually show you how I'm going to work on the pages, so I'm going to do that as well. And finally I'm going to do a flip through of where I get to. I think this journal will take me a long time to fill, but you know, once I've got it started, maybe then I'll be inclined to come back and do a bit more on it. There are just a couple of things that I wanted to mention though. 2 or 3 people asked me about the paper cutter that I was using in the previous video, so it's too big to go on the screen, but this is it. It's actually by Hobbycraft, who are an art and craft store here in the UK, and this one is actually A3 size, so that's a bigger size than A4. A4 being the kind of standard letter size here in the UK, and A3 is obviously bigger than that. It says an 8 sheet cutting capacity. I actually bought this style because I previously had a Fiskars. Well, I still have a Fiskars, but I had to replace it. And when I was trying to cut cardboard on it, I actually ended up ruining not the blade, but the actual wire that holds the kind of cutter in place. And I did write to Fiskars and ask if it was possible to replace the wire, but they never got back to me, and I checked online and it just doesn't seem to be done. So I bought another Fiskars, but I thought rather than taking the chance of ruining it again, I thought I'll get this type, which is more a kind of guillotine type. But I do have to say there's been a couple of times with cardboard, I think I've just made it a bit too thick, and I've I've wondered if I've damaged it a couple of times, but it's survived. But that's it anyway. It's really good for cardboard. Obviously you can cut through these types of things with scissors, but my hands get very sore after a while with scissors. So that was one thing. Someone else asked about alternatives to the jelly plate, and I've replied to them to say that there are lots of online tutorials on YouTube about how to make your own jelly plate. I've not tried them, so I can't recommend any in particular. I did take a quick look at some of the recipes, and I'm not going to do that just now. I might give it a try at some point in the future, but I have in the past done a couple of things before I actually had a jelly plate, so I'm going to do a video just on that, just testing a few things to see how they work. So if that's something you're interested in, then please look out for that. Finally, the other thing I wanted to mention was, and again in relation to the jelly plate, someone, and I'm sorry, I've just literally gone back through the comments and can't find it, suggested that I spray some water on the jelly plate to get even a bit more paint at the end. So I might try that today, because I think I'm going to do a bit more jelly printing today. So thanks, whoever that was. I did reply to you, but as I say, I've just gone back through the comments and I just can't find it at all. So thanks for the tip anyway. Right, so yeah, I think I'm going to start with the covers and then they can be drying. I wanted to let you see this page. This is the page, no, not this page, this page. This is the page that had the wool through it, and I took it off to really do this on it, and it was jelly printing, and I don't know if it was just particular paints, if it was the fact it was quite a hot day when I was doing this, but the effect that I got, I thought was amazing. And I just rolled it on the back, and even the back of it's quite a nice effect, so I didn't even have to put that down onto the jelly plate. That was just the effect of the roller. So I don't know if it was because of slightly thicker paint or whatever, but I was thinking I quite like this for my covers. It might even be the type of paper that's allowed it to go like that. I think there is a name for that effect, but I just can't remember what it is. But yeah, let's see where we get to. So I'm going to start by giving these a very, very quick sand, just because they are shiny and, you know, I think the paint might stick to this side, but perhaps not this side. So just a very quick sand, wipe down just with a little bit of damp tissue, and then I'll get the jelly plate out and I'll show you then the paints that I'm going to use. So I thought I'd just give you an idea of how much I've taken off. You can see that the surface is quite well scored. More difficult to see on that side, but you know, certainly lifted quite a bit of that coat. So I'll wipe them off and then I'll get the jelly plate out. Okay, so the paints that I used to create this effect, and as I say, it may be partly to do with the type of paper rather than just the paints, but they were actually these Deco Art Crafters acrylic neon paints, and I think the three I used were neon orange, blue neon, and well, pink, neon pink. I do have another which I hadn't used, but I might try it today, is neon green. So I'm going to try and do the covers and also the little box that I want to make the flap, which had been the suggestion from Lottie. And what I'll also do is try and use up any excess paint that's left over, using the technique by whoever it was that kindly left me that tip, just on a few of the pages that I hadn't yet covered. So let's see how we go. Oh, and yes, Weenie, this does look like a face. I thought that too. Okay, not quite the same effect, so that does suggest it was partly to do with the paper, but nevertheless I'm quite happy with that. The back will need a second coat, but that's okay. I'll just do exactly the same with the other side now. Okay, the person did say, in terms of putting the spray on it, you get a cool, kind of dreamy effect. And I think that's right, it's good, yeah. I still need to pick up some of this around edges, but yeah, that's maybe for another day. Meantime, I do need to do my covers again. I actually put the wrong side down. I meant to put that side down, but it doesn't matter. They both need a second coat anyway, so I'm going to do that now. They're drying quite quickly because it's actually very hot here today. We've had a couple of days of really good or hot weather, almost too hot, but hey ho, we always complain about the weather. So yeah, I'm just going to do that now. Same process, so I won't show you over again. Or no, I'll leave it on, and if the video's too long I'll cut it out. If not, I'll leave it in. Okay, so my covers are off drying, having had 2 coats. one side, the side that's still printed, could probably have done with a third, but I'm just going to leave it. But what I'm going to do now is, while I'm waiting for those to dry, I'm going to show you me working on, just potentially a couple of pages and one of the tags. I thought it'd be quite nice to get this tag finished. I quite like the background as is. It might end up with more paint on it, but maybe taking this to its kind of final state. This was actually one of the pockets that I'd created, a kind of pocket page. I opened it up just so I could jelly print it. That was kind of off camera the other week there. You'll see it does have some quite nice patterns as well. Not the other week, the other day. So I thought I would, whilst that's open, I would do something to this. I might do something to this page that started. There's nothing on the back, but I'll do that another time. So I might do something to that. That was one that I just did. I might do something to that, maybe just taking it to the next stage without necessarily finishing it. And I think this was another one. I don't know if I did this off camera or not. I can't remember, but I might do something with this one as well. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't do the kind of documented life type thing. I did previously do the documented life, but I never actually kept up with it. So, I'm not intending this journal to be that type of thing. I just don't know what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a bit of lots of different things, an art journal, but maybe also putting some memento type things in, if I've gone somewhere and picked up leaflets, that type of thing. But for now, I'm just going to show you how I might work on these pages as a kind of art journal type thing. So, yeah, hope you enjoy. Sorry, the other thing I was going to say was I was going to just try and just use, well, it will mainly be scraps that I'll use, but I may bring out some stamps. I was going to try and just use kind of recycled homemade things, but I'm not going to restrict myself. If I think such and such a stamp would be nice on that, then I'm just going to use it. I've got it, so I will use it. I don't know yet what I'm going to use, but I just wanted to say that now, that it might not necessarily be all recycled items, but obviously they could be used to take these further. So I'll put the rest on probably fast speed and join you in a little while. So I've worked on 3 pieces. The tag, which I think I've taken to completion. I did wonder if it needed some words, but there wasn't anything that was kind of coming to me for this. I was thinking about something about telephone and time, but you know, I decided to leave as is just now. I can come back to it in future and add some words to it, you know, if something strikes me that I feel I want to add to it. All I did was to take a few of the similar colours that I'd used in the background before, just to try and blend in these pieces, and then used my Stabilo oil just to give a bit of an edge to where the edge was. So after trying to blend them in, I then try and bring it out again, just to add depth. And then I decided just to use a bit of a similar colour as to what's in the wool here. I just felt that as it was, that was looking kind of out of sorts, so I think just that little addition of colour has pulled it together. On this piece I've gone for something quite abstract. I really just wanted to use the designs that were there. Didn't have a particular steady hand, so my line was getting thicker and thicker, but that's okay. I tried to begin with to use the same paints that I'd used in the background, which was those same neon paints, but you know, it was going to take an awful lot of coats to try and build it up, so I just, you know, used some slightly thicker paints. I was really surprised that this one was actually much thicker than the Winsor Newton. It needed a few coats, and I haven't really taken out all the writing, and that's why I kind of went over with the bits of black. I wasn't too concerned about getting everything out, it's just to you know, bring it on a stage, but I was quite keen to leave these sort of patterns which I quite liked, and all I did here was to take a stamp, and really that was just to hide some of the writing that was there, so it can still be seen. I'm quite fine with that, I don't mind that at all. I think it just gives it a bit of added effect anyway. And this one of course is the one that's going to be made into a pocket, and a bit red there, doesn't matter. You know, so as it turns over you'll see one, and then I think it quite nicely goes into that one. And what I've tried to do here is to show different ways of kind of using it as an art journal or journaling. This one, I just took, you know, the notion that this was a window envelope and actually opened the window and just made those little squares, I guess, into kind of windows as well, and just added that quote, "Love unlocks doors and opens windows that weren't even there before." I don't know how the name is pronounced. Megan, I don't know. McLaughlin, I think, an American, I think. So this I had previously put on, but I thought, you know, I like to hear music coming out through windows, and I just added the washi tape just to give it the effect of the window, and also just to make it a little bit stronger here. And quotes is something I like to use a lot in my work, either to reflect how I'm feeling or, you know, just to stand on their own. So that's kind of 3 different pages. I hope that's something that you've found of interest, and I will show you more as I make my way through this journal. But for now what I want to do is just a little bit more work on the pages. I need to work out how I'm going to do the closure, and also I want to kind of reassemble it and let you see where it's all at. So here it is, my latest eco journal, aka Trashy Junk Journal. And what I'm going to do now is a quick flip through to let you see where it's got to. Now, I decided at this stage that actually I wasn't yet ready to fully decorate the cover, so all I've done is to put a little bit of stamping on it, just to take away the plainness, and you know, when it feels right I'll actually decorate it. The other thing I've done is to take Lottie's idea of the kind of closure, and I've taken it from the back here. I have stamped this butterfly image on it. I've moved it forward a bit, and I'm quite happy with that. In fact, I actually quite like the way that sits forward from that, so that this part becomes the main kind of cover of the bulk of the material. And all I've done so far is to punch 2 holes and then take my twine and bring it through there and tie it. So, you know, very simple closure, but I think it's actually quite effective. And I do like the way that the colour of this kind of stands out against this. Initially I thought they would turn out quite similar, but I think just the different colours underneath, etc., have left them quite different, and I actually like that, and I really love the effect. I think, I keep trying to remember the name, is it dendritic, something like that kind of effect. So very pleased with the way that's turned out. So I'll do a quick flip through on the inside. Obviously lots still to be done to complete this. So this comes out very simply. And I'll just give it a bit of room so it can move. I had already been putting other things aside to put in here, but I think by the time I get all of this decorated, all the pages, it's going to be quite full. So let's open it up. I've left this as is just now. This was my little dashboard. I did think that I could put various washi tapes on here so that they're to hand. I've still got this to finish. Not sure what I'm going to do, but I will come to that. With my little bulletin board as is. And you'll see that I have started to paint some of the papers. Most of it was done with the jelly plate. So the little booklet there, nothing done on the inside yet, but little tuck spot there, and you know, that bit of work already done for me to come back and finish it, and the envelope on the back. I did stick something to it, so I need to do a repair job there. That was just the one from today with just the leftover paint on the jelly plate, so that's already a fairly good one to start. And again, the one that I did today, and just the little tag that I used today, just using the spray on the jelly plate and mopping up the rest of the paint that was there. And of course over to the other side. This one just with the pocket on the back and a few extra tags in there still to be done. And this was a page that I did today with the quote, "Love unlocks doors and opens windows that weren't even there before," with my little window that opens. And I'll think carefully about what goes on the other side of that. I think it needs to fit with that. Again, quite the nice effect. I did this in the last video. I didn't come back to it yet, but I will. Again, just another booklet started, but lots to be done inside, and a tag just in the little kind of tuck pocket. More just with a bit of paint just now, not a lot on it. Page I did last time, so ready to do something more. And the pocket at the back, just with the tag from today. Then this card, I'm looking forward to doing this. I think that'd be nice to do. Little tuck spot pocket there. Again, I like the effect on this one. And a little flip out here. This one is a window, although from this side it's difficult to see. I think I started to do that one evening, just using a bit of napkin and other pieces of Happy Meal that I had. Starting to decorate that. This one obviously opens out. Pocket here. Pocket here. Here's another pocket with the tag that I did today. Have a little flip out, have a little pocket with a tag still to be done. This still to be done. Likewise, this page started. I don't know if I'll do anything with this because I like the effect on here so much. But yeah, who knows. Tuck that I've still to stick down, and the tag type thing from today. And a pocket on this side. left this as is just now because I quite like this, but you know, I'll do something to kind of hide some of this in future. Again, another pocket with a tag. This page started just with some leftover colour. That needs to be stuck down. This was just another mop-up sheet today. There, this still to be done. Quite happy to leave this as is because for the most part it's like that, and I really do like that. So that's it. That's really coming towards the end of part 4, so I hope you've enjoyed the various parts. You know, I'm really pleased with all the comments that I've had. Thanks for all the support and encouragement. I was thinking I can't keep calling this Eco Journal aka Trashy Junk Journal, and if I'm going to be working in it in future, you know, putting recordings up of me working in it, if you'd like to see that, then I'm certainly happy to do that. But it would be good to give it a name so that when I put those videos up it's easily recognisable. So what I was thinking was that I'd look to you to suggestions for the name. So, you know, suggest a name and I'll see which one I like, and then whichever one I choose, the person that suggests it, I'll send you off a bit of happy mail, and if you would like I might even do a kind of little Trashy Junk Journal, Eco Journal for you. So yeah, so kind of little competition type thing there. I'm going to check the date by which to suggest them, so just give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to give 3 weeks. So, you know, depending when I get this up, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. If you post your entry by midnight, your time, on the 18th of June. And what I'll do is I will look at it at some point during the day on the 19th, Monday the 19th UK time, and that should mean that yeah, basically everyone's had a chance to submit it. So yeah, I hope that's something that interests you. So what do I call this journal? And I'll pick a winner just based on the name that calls to me most. And as I say, I'll send that person some happy mail and a kind of maybe slightly smaller version of this if they would like. So yeah, so leave that, and meantime please leave any other comments about the video. And as always, thanks very much for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers, including all those new folks that have joined me recently. I really do appreciate all your support. So thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.